I was standing in the ashes of my old life, watching everything I'd built slip through my fingers. My home, gone, my savings, vanished. The world I knew had crumbled around me, leaving only silence and the echo of dreams I thought would last forever. The future I thought I had? It disappeared overnight. I remember the weight of that emptiness, the way the darkness seemed to press in from every side. It felt like the world had moved on without me, and I was left behind, invisible and forgotten. But here's the part nobody tells you. Rock bottom isn't the end. It's the ground you use to push back up. So, I started small. I started with what I had, my will, my hope, and the stubborn belief that I could build again, even if it was just one tiny step at a time. I remember clutching a notebook, scribbling ideas at the kitchen table of a borrowed apartment. Those pages became my lifeline, filled with dreams, plans, and desperate prayers. Each word was a promise to myself that I would not give up, no matter how impossible it seemed. Every morning, I woke up and said to myself, "You are not finished." Even when my reflection looked tired and worn, I forced myself to believe that there was more ahead for me. I learned to find strength in the smallest victories, getting out of bed, making a plan, daring to hope. I took every odd job I could find, sometimes working 2, even 3 at once. Was it exhausting? Absolutely. There were days when my body ached and my spirit felt stretched thin, but I kept going, fueled by the belief that every effort, no matter how small, was moving me forward. There were nights I cried myself to sleep, wondering if I'd ever stand tall again. The loneliness was real and the fear was constant. But even in those moments, I held on to a tiny spark of hope, refusing to let it go out. But I kept moving forward. Each sunrise was a new chance, a reminder that I was still here, still fighting. I learned to celebrate progress, no matter how slow. Each setback became a lesson, each rejection, a redirection. I started to see failure not as a dead end, but as a signpost pointing me towards something better, something I hadn't imagined yet. I learned to trust my instincts, to listen to the voice inside that told me, "You are more than your losses." I began to understand that my worth wasn't tied to what I'd lost, but to what I still had inside me, resilience, courage, and the ability to dream again. Slowly, opportunities began to appear. They didn't come all at once, but in small, unexpected ways. A message, a phone call, a door opening just a crack. A friend introduced me to a business partner. That one conversation changed the course of my journey, reminding me that sometimes help arrives when you least expect it. A stranger became my mentor. She saw potential in me when I could barely see it in myself, and her guidance became a beacon in the fog of uncertainty. I launched my own project, pouring every ounce of hope and grit into it. There were setbacks, but I refused to let fear dictate my future. Every late night, every challenge became a building block for something greater. The first sale felt like a miracle. The 100th, pure magic. Each milestone was proof that I was capable of more than I'd ever imagined. I hired my first employee, then a team. Together, we built something from nothing, fueled by shared vision and relentless determination. I built systems, forged partnerships, and watched as my vision grew from a seed of desperation into an empire of possibility. Every day, I was reminded that growth is not always easy, but it is always worth it. People only see the success now, the office, the team, the recognition. They see the awards, the headlines, the polished moments. But what they don't see is the woman who rebuilt her life with nothing but determination, faith, and a stubborn refusal to quit. They don't see the nights spent doubting, the mornings spent hoping, or the countless times I had to start over. If you're listening to this, standing in your own ruins, let me be the proof. You are not broken. You are becoming. Every scar, every setback is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you can imagine. Every empire starts with a woman who believed, against all odds, that she could rise again. Your story isn't over. In fact, the most incredible chapters are still waiting to be written. In fact, it's just beginning. The world is waiting for what only you can create, for the light only you can bring. Thank you for being here, for believing in yourself, and for choosing to rise. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Together we rise, stronger, braver, and ready to build our own empires from the ashes.